All right, so this is day 7 of working on Alucard. Whoops. Day 7 of working on Alucard sword, a massive 6-foot long sword. It's well, no, not 6 feet. Sorry. Yep, actually 6 feet tall. Yep, that is yep. It's not supposed to be 6 feet tall. It's supposed to be about 63 inches tall, which is about this long here. So it does need to be trimmed down. If you guys have been following along, this was forged out of a piece of 5160 leaf spring, as you know. And now it is about 1/4 inch thick and about 1 inch wide, I guess. Dimensions are tough. Anyways, we have been forging out the bevels recently. On day 6, if you caught the live stream, I was live streaming all of day 6, which was a few hours of work, basically just hand forging the bevels into place. Wasn't easy. It's a lot of material to move, and it is really difficult, mind you, to keep things straight. What am I saying? To keep this straight. As you can tell, probably, maybe, with the camera, it's got a little bit of a bend in it, but it's not that bad. If it starts to twist, then we have a real problem. But after hours of work, I've managed to keep this relatively straight and relatively good looking. It is still a long ways from being done, and we've only forged basically 1/4 of what really needs to be done. We have half of the blade actually forged here, as you can see, but this is only the first pass. I need to forge out the second half and then go over it all once again, which is never an easy task, especially when it comes to something this long and massive. And if you've been following along me making the Dragon Slayer and Shikai Sengetsu, you know how difficult it is to make massive swords. But it's all enjoyable anyway, so really it doesn't matter. The struggle is part of the journey, and I'm excited to make this thing. Today, I don't really have the time, however, to start beveling, but I do want to start laying out, or at least planning out, what I'm going to be doing with the guard and the pommel and the handle, which is going to be a little different and a little tricky. It would be easy to do if I had a lathe, but that's not the case. So we're going to have to plan out how we're going to do this by hand, and it's all metal, which is kind of nice, since that's really all I work with. So let's get right into it. Basically, what we're working with here is about 6 to 7 inches width of guard to about, hopefully, only 8 inches of handle. It should fit 2 hands, but I really don't know yet. So we're going to be able to plan that out now and just see what it looks like and how we feel about it. So let's grab some paper and draw this out. Yep, there we go. Very nice. I'm going to pull up an image of the actual sword here, somewhere, whatnot. But for now, I'm going to just use an image I have on my phone, and we're going to start tracing out what this is going to look like. Without really going into full measurements right now, I'm just going to trace out the general shape, just so I have an idea of what this is supposed to look like. Mind you, this isn't going to be exact proportions and dimensions. I just want a rough idea of what I'm working towards in the near future. And it'll give me an idea of what the actual full shape and distance of everything is going to become. Because if this thing is going to be extremely long, the guard and pommel need to be a certain weight that it can match and balance this whole sword out. Because I want this thing to be actually very functional, since I'm going to be training with it shortly. What's really funny here is I'm not actually using a tape measure or anything to measure the distance of things out. It's really just an eyeball guess, because honestly, your eyes know what they want. And what I see here is a nice 2-handed sword that can be wielded easily one-handed here or with 2 hands here, which will be really functional for such a long blade. Just like that. You guys can't really tell what I just drew because the camera angle is off, but I'll change that for you and you guys can get a look at my terrible sketches and get an idea of what I'm working towards in my own head. Of course, you can see the images of Alucard's sword, and that would actually be quite handy. Ta-da! My terrible, terrible drawing skills are for your display. This, however, gives me a good idea, very, very rough, but good idea of the dimensions I'm looking at for such a long, massive sword. Which, if I pan up for you guys, you'll be able to tell just how long and massive, well, very jittery, I apologize, how long this sword really is. It's very big. I don't even know if you can see me, but you guys can tell how massive this sword really is. And so, hopefully you guys can see me all right. This sword is going to be a lot of fun to make. And I'm going to probably print off some actual images that you guys probably saw just now. And I'll work towards those because that'll be a lot more precise and accurate. But this just gives me a full-scale idea of what I'm working towards. Of course, the measurements might change, but they're pretty accurate to what I'm looking for. And now you guys can see what I'm looking towards as well. Working towards, not looking towards. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This has been day 7, a really chill, relaxing day as the Lord commands. Relax on day 7. That is what God did. So I'm going to too. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This has just been a chill video, I suppose. So God bless. I'm going to get to work on this on another day, I suppose. Yeah, we'll see. I want to get back to forging this blade out, which is going to be a lot of work. So stay tuned for that and consider checking out my Dragon Slayer training videos because that's a lot of fun. And I'm working towards mastering that massive 7-foot tall, 40-pound sword and then using the ALUCARD sword to actually practice some form and technique that I can then move into my Dragon Slayer training. So thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.